came home from work, saw my daughters who had just got back from school, had dinner with them, and then put them to bed, read them a story, and then fell asleep upstairs on my bed until I was awoken by the dog barking very loudly downstairs in the kitchen. And the dog doesn't normally bark too much, but something was very upsetting her very much, and so I came downstairs to check out what was going on, and she was still barking like crazy. So I opened the back door and let her out of the back door into the garden, and as I went to close the door behind her, this man came round the corner of the building, kicked the door open, pointed a pump-action sawn-off shotgun in my face. He had a balaclava on, completely dressed in black. Pushed me backwards, told me to lie down, face down on the floor, and put my hands behind my back. Asked me who else was in the house. He tied me up with cable ties. Asked me where the cash was. Asked me where the jewelry was, and then said, "Take me to the safe." I had to assure him that there was nobody else in the house apart from my daughters and myself. He continuously said, if you don't do anything stupid, because it'll be bad for your daughters. It was incredibly scary for me, because I was obviously, as a father, the thing you're worried about the most is the safety of your children, and having my children threatened was very, 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 very scary. And so obviously I obliged. He wanted me to actually show him my daughters and show him that they were sleeping, and so I had to take him into each of their bedrooms and show him them asleep, with him standing over me with a shotgun pointing at my head, and then I had to take him to the safe. He forced me to take him to the safe. I took him to the safe. He told me to open it. Luckily my children didn't wake up. The fear was always there, and the threat was always there from him that if I didn't comply or oblige with what he wanted, then it would be bad for them. And so that was obviously there was a lot of pressure to make sure that I stayed calm, and that I protected them at all times. And then he asked me to open the safe, but I couldn't get it open. He thought that I was not opening it for him. So then he started kicking and punching me, getting very aggressive. I then gave him the combination, told him to open it. He then tied me up again, gagged me with my socks, tied my hands behind my back, tied my ankles, and he managed to get the safe open himself. He took everything in the safe and told me that I shouldn't move for 10 minutes, and then left. And the whole experience was very traumatic. I was terrified that something would happen to my daughters, that they would wake up. For them, if that had happened, it would have been a completely traumatizing experience for them for the rest of their lives. So that put enormous pressure on me to make sure that things were handled in a calm way. Obviously, you feel completely your house has been. It's incredibly intrusive. You feel like your privacy's been invaded. It's certainly hard to function for the next couple of days as you go through your mind what happened, what could have happened. The impact. Obviously, the bruising for the next 2 to 3 weeks was a continuous reminder of what had happened, and. I think you start to think, are you safe in your own home? Should you live in your own home? Should you move? It throws up all these uncertainties in your life when you feel that you're in a secure, safe environment, and it's incredibly frightening and scary. And I think it makes you, as I say, it makes you're worried about. You're always then worried about your safety. You're worried about whether it's going to happen again. You're worried about, whether you're well protected, whether your family's protected. It makes you think: should you move? Should you leave? Should you leave your house? Should you move elsewhere? Where are you going to be safe? Where are you not going to be safe? It questions. It makes you question where is safe. Is there any point in moving because so you will continuously feel uncertain, worried about the potential for it to happen again, for a further intrusion, and it makes you feel: should you move countries? So it creates an enormous amount of uncertainty, where you in a place where you think you should be safe. It's upsetting for my wife. She wasn't here; she was away. For her to have to kind of deal with the whole thing, knowing what happened, having not been here. Again, it was all her jewelry that was taken. She feels that it's a massive kind of intrusion. It's upsetting for her because it was there was a lot of family jewelry and gifts from her relatives and from her from people who've passed away, and that is it's very, very upsetting. And for her to feel that her daughters were in danger like that as well, it's terrible. It's a very, very scary thing to be subjected to. Very personal items that were related to related to the family, which you can't replace. And which are gone, and obviously, as you say, they're material things, and the most scary thing is obviously what having someone in the house threatening your children, but it's sad as well. It's sad to have those memories taken.